Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, the Ghetto Wrestling Fan here. And ladies and gentlemen, Smackdown delivered last night. I'm so proud of Smackdown. No, it wasn't a super good event, but it was a fairly decent event after all the garbage we've been getting week after week and the whole year of 2025 being trash. It was a fairly decent show. It was all right. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't the best of the best, but after reviewing the show and going back and sketching through and looking at a couple of things, nothing really happened last night, but it was actually a fairly decent show. It was all right. It wasn't a bad show. They did a good job. I got to take my hat off for SmackDown. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. You know me, I got to keep it real. I bash them every week I bash Triple H every week to say for giving us Dookie juice week after week after week. Every week he gives us Dookie juice, and I bash him for it. So when he do a halfway decent show, because it was a halfway decent show, I got to give him his props. So congratulations to Triple Fraud for finally doing a decent show after 2 years of trash booking. Anyway, we got a couple things I want to go over before I get into the review. SmackDown and WWE in general is on thin ice because we got embarrassing things like ESPN acknowledging AEW and saying they was a better promotion for the year 2025, which is very, very, very embarrassing because we all know that ESPN is the home for all WWE PLEs. So you got a platform promoting you, right? They got all your PLEs and all your events on their platform, but they're acknowledging another wrestling organization. That's not good at all. That's extremely embarrassing and borderline disrespectful if you ask me. But anyway, moving on. So we got Obafemi. He goes to Raw. Obafemi will be joining the Raw banner, and hopefully he get the acknowledgement and don't get his contract doing a commercial break like they did Javon Evans. Javon Evans signed to Raw, ladies and gentlemen, doing the commercial break of Raw, which is completely disrespectful, and we know he gonna make up and really shine and get people eyes on him because he a good competitor. But anyway, that was terrible and that wasn't good. That was a bad look by Triple Fraud. But anyway, moving on. I got a couple things I'm gonna get into. One of the things I want to get into, it seems like every WWE competitor, when they goes on a podcast or they do anything outside of WWE, is nothing but lies and nothing but gaslighting. And I just want to throw that out there. Finn Balor went on Cody Rhodes' podcast and he just completely lied. Now this guy's been losing every match for I don't know how long. He's supposed to have got a main event push last year, but he didn't get it. But he goes on Cody Rhodes' show and he talks about how good the booking and how good everything basically is. That's basically just summing up what he's talking about. Basically everything going good, but you went from a main eventer to a jobber. Anyway, yeah, WWE loves to dick ride. I had to throw that out there. But let's get into this SmackDown review. So starting off the show, we got Randy Orton and Trick Williams, which was a fairly decent promo. It's kind of entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. Trick Williams, that lemon pepper stepper line keeps taking me out every week. He says it. Hope he continues with his charisma and his mic skills. He's doing good so far. Only person on the mic that really doing anything kind of entertaining is Trick Williams, because I don't really see nobody else putting on no entertainment class when it comes to promos right now. No one. So they go back and forth. Trick Williams basically trying to make himself be seen by Randy Orton, calls him a legend, says he respects him, saying it's his time. He turns his back on Randy Orton. Randy Orton tells him not to do it again because it would be a mistake he would not make twice. Randy Orton then attacks Trick Williams. While Randy Orton attacking Trick Williams, The Miz attacked Randy Orton from behind and receives another RKO. Just 2 weeks in a row of The Miz receiving an RKO. It's the second week in a row. Anyway, we didn't get into the match between Trick Williams and Rey Fenix. And this match was a good match. It was really good. It was entertaining. The wrestling skills was on point. There was a few things that looked like they was botched. But hey, nothing's going to be perfect. We never going to have a perfect night. It's going to be a couple of things that kind of go wrong. But if I had to say anything, I had to give my opinion. This match was a very solid match. It was a solid match. We then moves on. We move on to the match between Julia and Alexa Bliss. Now this match was mid. It was mid. I ain't gonna say it was dookie juice. It was mid. I think I ain't gonna say that, but anyway, it was mid. Julia and Alexa Bliss battles back and forth. Last Legend then comes out and helped Julia get the victory. Nia Jax come out, and that's basically what it. Nothing really happened here. That's basically it. Moving on. So we got Jordynne Grace. She finally signs to SmackDown. She was on NXT for a minute after leaving TNA, and she moves up the ladder, and now she got a contract with SmackDown, so she will be on SmackDown. So congratulations to her. We did move on to the MFTs versus the Wyatts. Now this part of the show was kind of boring. On one thing I'm gonna say is boring because I feel like they overdrawing this. Like, hopefully this is the end of the little rivalry they got going on, because we've been seeing the same thing, copy and paste every week when it came between the Wyatt Six and MFTs. It's been nonstop, like the same thing. I'm gonna tell you what I mean. Let me break it down. So they either doing a brawl or they doing a team versus team match with the story haven't really been developed. I don't see what they going with this besides it's two stables at it. It's not entertaining. I feel like the Wyatt Six is holding up the tag team championships. They need to get the belts off them so we can get the division back busting, because it's been dead ever since the Wyatt Six have been tag team champions. Anyway, moving on. Nothing really happened there. That match was boring, and it was just copy and paste bullshit by Triple Fraud. More copy and paste bullshit by Triple Fraud. But anyway, moving on. We did move on between Jordynne Grace, her debut match against Arbor Fire. The match was pretty much decent. She defeated Arbor Fire, and then she's confronted by Jade at the top of the stage. So I guess they setting up a Jade and a Jordynne Grace match for the WWE Women's Championship, which is kind of crazy because Jordynne Grace just signed her SmackDown contract last night, and she already getting a WWE opportunity. But to tell you the truth, SmackDown really don't got no competition. There's nobody that really can hold a candle for a match with Jade Cargill. However her name is. We can't keep throwing Charlotte Flair in there. We can't keep throwing Bayley in there. They haven't developed no new talents. And what the hell happened to Tiffany Stratton? She had a trash SmackDown, a trash women's title run, and she lost the women's title. We haven't seen her. We haven't seen her ever since she lost. Anyway, moving on. We then move on to the United States Championship match between Carmelo Hayes and Shinsuke Nakamura. This match was okay. It was fair. Of course, Carmelo gonna do his thing. I feel like Shinsuke is not entertaining anymore. I just don't. He does nothing for me. Anyway, moving on. We move on to the 3 Stages of Hell match between Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, and this match was all right. We know SmackDown had to deliver because I just watched Dynamite Wednesday night, and Dynamite put on an absolute banger of a show this past Wednesday. Raw was kind of mid, kind of dookie juice in between there. SmackDown, I'm not gonna say it was dookie juice. It was decent. But moving back on to the topic, Drew McIntyre, he scored the first fall after low blowing Cody Rhodes and giving him a Claymore. Move on to the next match. They brought in the crowd. They tried to make it as exciting as they possibly could. It's nothing much they could do in this match because they had this match like 3 or 4 times now. It's like it's nothing. It's copy and paste bullshit by Triple Fraud. So we did get to the last match, steel cage match. Cody and Drew McIntyre, they brawl back and forth. Jacob Fatu returns back to action, and he gets in the ring. He attacks Drew McIntyre. He attacks Cody Rhodes, and while he attacking Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre rolls out of the ring and become the new WWE Undisputed Champion. Well overdue. I feel like he should have been WWE Champion like 2 years ago. It's a lot of people on the roster that I feel should have been had their title run. Kevin Owens is one of them. Drew McIntyre is one of them. Solo should have had something when he was doing the Tribal Chief storyline. They should have put the belt on him again. Roman could have won the belt back or anything. There's a lot of stuff they could have did, but they just been wasting a lot of time with the belt on Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, both of his title runs was trash, which we know he gonna get the belt back again before WrestleMania. I just don't see Cody Rhodes don't got it. He a good wrestler. I like that story that they developed for him at WrestleMania when he had to finish his story. That was dope. But besides that, Cody Rhodes don't have anything going. He got a podcast where he sit down and lie every week and just glaze and just lie directly in the fan's face. Then he come out in a suit every week and yell in the mic and talks about how he the man. Now, just last week, he was yelling in the mic, talking about how he the man, and then you just lost the WWE title. Now, you're not the man. That's the only thing you had. You could brag and say you was the man. You don't have that no more. Now, what you gonna do? So I'm guessing Cody Rhodes gonna go on vacation. And Drew McIntyre gonna go on vacation. Because every time someone win a main belt on a roster, you just don't see them no more. You don't see them no more. So that's pretty much it. We know that ESPN rated WWE, gave them a D and a C. That was quite embarrassing. ESPN shouting out and acknowledging AEW as the better brand for 2025. But hey, you can't lie. You have to tell the truth. AEW was better than WWE in 2025. WWE trashed the whole entire year. I've been telling everybody this in video after video. So I guess I'm not the only one that feel that way. But all I'm going to say is this was a decent show. It was a decent show. They kind of delivered in my book. It was better than I expected it to be because we really haven't had anything going on, nothing exciting to look forward to. I'm happy that Drew McIntyre finally won, I believe, his fourth WWE Championship World title. I'm glad they finally put the belt on him. I just hope it's not only on him for 2 weeks and they give it back to Cody. That's the only thing I'm hoping they don't do. But congratulations to Drew McIntyre. If I had to rate this show, I'd give it a 6. Good job, triple fraud. It wasn't a bad show, even though a lot didn't really happen to take place. But the key elements of the show was on point. The main event was on point. You had decent promos. You had decent mid-card matches. And you signed a new star and you getting ready to set up a rivalry between Jay and Jordan Grace for the WWE title. So you making progress. The main elements of the show, I felt like he did something with it this week. Now, will he do it every week? I don't know. I hope he do. Don't get me wrong. I don't like sitting here every week and complaining and talking about how bad the content is. I'd rather get on here like I'm doing this week and saying the content was good. I usually say it's dookie juice, so it's mid. But I'd rather get on here and say the content was good every week. I like to get on here and say they delivered. I feel like he kind of delivered with the show. Yeah, to my standards, it could have been better. But for the past weeks and all the trash we got the past weeks, I got to give him his props. This was a decent show. I just hope that he keep it up because it's not looking good. You got companies that you doing business with acknowledging another wrestling organization. That's crazy. That's crazy work. And not just that. You got a lot of people tuning out of the content. A lot. And you know, SmackDown's back to 3 hours now, so you have to put a lot of effort into the show. You can't just keep doing copy and paste bullshit every week. You got to actually put some effort into the show. I feel like they kind of gave Drew McIntyre the title for shop value, just to bring some type of excitement back to SmackDown, which they kind of did. I'm glad to see Drew McIntyre finally won his first WWE champion in a live crowd. I don't count when he won a world title because he lost it like 4-5 minutes later. But he won his first WWE title in a live crowd. He won, I believe, twice during COVID. But he finally got he finally finished his story. Congratulations to Drew McIntyre. It's your boy, the Ghetto Wrestling Fan. Like, subscribe, and let me know how you feel about this in the comments. And I'll be back with another video. I'm out, and peace, and one love. Deuces.